Today I'm talking about controlled opposition. People posing to be globe skeptics, flat earthers, whatever term you want to use. I prefer demonstrable reality believer. Not there's any belief involved. But because this ball we see on our screen is just so ridiculous, it can't defend itself whatsoever via any practicality. It has to have the mainstream bulk media promoting it. And of course, because it's so absurd, it has to have plants, people, supposedly flat earthers, big channels too, who control the message, the narrative, the information going out. They promote certain characters and so-called bits of evidence. These are the people we're talking about today, and it's a shame. I'm not going to name names, but it's such a shame that in high places regarding the flat earth, there is so few what I class as genuine people. So many so-called big flat earth channels are simply followers of the materialistic philosophy. You've only got to look at their channel to see the t-shirts, the PayPals, the super chats to realize this. And then when you see the people they're promoting, again, followers of the materialistic philosophy, i.e. the globe. Makes no sense whatsoever. And then, when you look a bit deeper, you've got old information, I'll name it, the Black Swan, being cited as this new great flat earth evidence. It's an old angle using the horizon in the globe model against them. It's nothing new. Even the Black Swan image, footage, is nothing new. I remember certain characters discussing the points that are being made now 3 years ago. I know many other points that are far more crushing than the so-called Black Swan. Let's be fair, the people pushing the Black Swan are the debaters. The people who have been debating reality deniers for the last 3 years. These are actually the people who've held up this truth. But now they're being cited as some sort of hero with old observations, citing it against reality deniers, who of course are not going to have it whatsoever. They're going to show a conflicting image and say refraction or whatever. Looming, whatever. So you're not getting anywhere. The only people benefiting from this are the super chat crew, the PayPals, the people with adverts. It's obvious these people do not want to put an end to this. Plenty of big channels do not want to put an end to this. All they want is your money and you to tap them on the back and thank them for the regurgitation that most channels are doing. How many channels out there are giving the individual a skill set to discern, break down the bullshit, and to speak to people out in everyday life? Not many. Not many at all. Certainly none of the big channels. I'm going to mention a man here who I've got utmost respect for. He's taken so much flack, and yet this man is absolutely rock solid on what he speaks of and what he stands for. He's probably, in my eyes, one of the most savvy people in this awakening, if we're going to call it an awakening. He's old school, roll your sleeves up and get stuck in and take no crap, and that's from the old mentality that I come from. And I have utmost respect for this man. And that man is Dell, a chap in Scotland, who gives the individual tools to break down this bullshit. I'm going to continue my channel on the way it is. I'm slowly going to be incorporating some of Dell's work and ideas about a template in how to smash this nonsense. Enough tickling people's egos who think they're celebrities in this flat earth. I want an end to it. There's no one famous in this flat earth to me. The people that proclaim to be famous are just morons to me. I'm just into the truth, and I'm drawn to real people, not wannabe celebs. I want this globe destroyed as soon as possible. I want the pantomime of deceit destroyed. I want people to be looked after, treated with respect. I want the deceivers out of the way. How do we do that? Because, of course, the flat earth is at the moment all around the YouTube channel. I feel it needs to leave YouTube because you're just literally filling people's pockets with money who have not got the best intentions at heart. So what's the best step? We get skills, but then what do we do with those skills? I think we need to address the education system from the root, whether it be speaking to the board of education or whatever the process is. We need to start highlighting the stuff that's being taught in school is demonstrable nonsense. It's not demonstrably true whatsoever. It doesn't represent reality. It represents fantasy. I'm only talking about the globe and the heliocentric fantasy here. But what's being taught to the kids in the education system and was taught to the likes of me and you is clearly nonsense. So that needs to end. The nonsense seed planting needs to end. So the source, i.e. the education system, I feel we need to address. Not keep tapping people on the back, well done, all these so-called flat earth superstars. Most of them are wrong ones. They've not got the good intention that I consider the genuine people of the flat earth have got. So all I'm going to say, be very wary about who you support, what their actions are, and what they're pushing, who they're pushing. Are they coming over as super intelligent? Are they giving you that impression to try and give this air of authority regards the flat earth? If they're giving that impression, does their work show you that? Are they on point all the time? Or are they like a lot of big so-called flat earthers, produce good work and then other bits of work that can get attacked by globogandists and globe propagandist channels? Because if they're making decisions like that where they're producing good work and bad work that can be easily attacked, you have to ask yourself, why? Why can someone produce such good work on one hand and yet on the other produce such tosh that can be attacked? Some of these channels are currently in the middle of 2-3-part series being done about them by famous globogandist channels, but yet they continue to push out tosh and hold back good evidence. I'm seeing cracks all over the place. I've always been one to kind of keep quiet. I'm going to start finding it now harder and harder to keep quiet about what I'm seeing. I'm going to start highlighting things, and I'm going to start saying it as I see it. Because there's enough rotten apples rolling around here. It needs to be addressed. They need to be stopped, highlighted, and we need to go about this a different way, because YouTube is just a control mechanism. We need to get to the root of the problem, and it's not going to be solved on YouTube because the players on that are acting as a control mechanism. That's what they're there for. So we need to look at the next step, and that's about self-empowerment, and then going speaking to individuals, peoples, and in my opinion, the education system, highlighting the absurdity in the form of the heliocentric model that is being taught to kids. It's not true. It's not demonstrably true. It's incorrect. And to be teaching that as fundamental truths when it's clearly not true is criminal. And the big channels, I'm afraid to say, just ain't cutting it. Link in the description to Dell's great channel. It's time we all started to stand up for ourselves, not rely on big channels, because you will just be left on a merry-go-round of materialistic poppycock. It's time to roll your sleeves up, everyone, and then start getting stuck in. The real people. It's the real people that are going to make this happen, not plastic celebrities. Enough is enough.